Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for the introduction. Puan Sri Nur Mahshim, my dear friend Dr. Nazari, fellow speakers, fellow participants in this third international conference on Palestine Studies, organized by the Hashim Sani Center of Palestine Studies and also IAIS. I congratulate you all for having this conference. I believe there have been lots of conferences here in IAIS, and we will continue to do so as we struggle for the Palestinians. First of all, I extend my deepest gratitude to all who have gathered here today. We are united by a shared commitment to the pursuit of justice and humanity. As we meet here today, the devastation in Gaza remains etched in our collective conscience. The October 2023 war and subsequent barbaric military campaigns by the Zionist regime have led to unparalleled destruction, with countless civilians killed, displaced, and deprived of basic necessities. The deliberate targeting of civilians, journalists, medical assistants, and essential infrastructure alongside the ongoing blockade has been described by many legal experts as acts of genocide under the 1948 Genocide Convention. This conference, I believe, offers a platform to examine the evidence and scrutinize the systemic nature of these atrocities. The term genocide carries grave implications, and its use must be accompanied by urgent global action to address and prevent such crimes. I remember perhaps a year ago, a little bit more than a year ago, that there were many who was not so they were reluctant to actually say that this is a genocide. But there were also already people saying that this is genocide, and I was one of them. I remember in one of the conferences I attended, online webinar, coincidentally done as well by the Arab Organization of Human Rights in UK, and I attended the same conference yesterday, last night, 1 a.m. The same conference I mentioned earlier, that time was on the hypocritical nature of the West on the term of genocide, as well as on the action taken by the courts on genocide. And I think there were also a lot of naysayers of how the courts were looking into the issues of Palestine. ICJ, ICC as well. People were also, giving certain, I would say, maybe not believing that ICC would be able to also do the same thing that they did for Ukraine and Russia. And it took a long time for them to finally then help the prosecution or help the or issue the warrants of the arrest warrant for Netanyahu and also Gallant. So I think this is a continuous struggle that we must have. And to me, the recent developments in international law provide a glimmer of hope. The ICC's issuance of arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is a key signal that there is no one above the law. And simultaneously, the International Court of Justice is deliberating genocide allegations against Israel, as we all know. These legal action reaffirm the global community's commitment to addressing impunity for war crimes and crimes against humanity. However, these mechanisms require strong support from all sectors, governments, civil society, and crucially, parliamentarians as well. Parliamentarians play a pivotal role in shaping national and international responses to the Palestinian struggle. As elected representatives, as I am as well, we influence policies, pass resolutions, and mobilize public opinion to advocate for justice. The Malaysian Caucus on Palestine has been quite united across the political divides to champion the Palestinian cause. We have consistently called for stronger governmental action, including condemning Israeli aggression, supporting international legal mechanisms, and providing humanitarian assistance to Gaza. Similarly, the Southeast Asian Caucus on Palestine, which also has been established, has fostered regional collaboration among lawmakers. This platform amplifies collective voices from ASEAN nations. And as Malaysia becomes the chairman of ASEAN next year, I do hope that this will also be one of the focal points for the discussion in ASEAN. Advocate for greater regional pressure on Israel and urging international accountability. By engaging with multilateral forums such as the United Nations and the OIC, these caucuses ensure that the plight of Palestinians remain a priority on the global stage. Malaysia has consistently demonstrated leadership in advocating for Palestine. Our Prime Minister Syed Ibrahim recently emphasized the significance of the ICC's arrest warrants, describing them as a victory for those fighting for justice, although little late. He also reiterated Malaysia's commitment to standing with Palestine and supporting international legal efforts to address war crimes and genocide. Our parliamentarians have reinforced this stance through active participation in global campaigns and legislative initiatives. They remind us that justice for Palestine is not merely a diplomatic issue, but a moral imperative that requires relentless advocacy and solidarity. This conference is a critical platform to bridge the gap between academia, activists, and policy making by examining the historical, legal, and also socio-political dimensions of the genocide in Gaza. I hope we will be able to propose actionable solutions that go beyond rhetoric. The findings and resolutions from this event should give and should guide parliamentarians, should guide us, governments, and international bodies toward meaningful action. I urge all participants, all viewers, to use this opportunity to strengthen partnerships and develop strategies that translate our collective knowledge into action. We must hold perpetrators accountable. We must support the victims, and we must work toward a just resolution that ensures the safety and dignity of the Palestinian people. Ladies and gentlemen, this conference reminds us of our shared responsibility to stand against oppression and advocate for justice by whatever means. Parliamentarians, scholars, and civil society must work hand in hand to ensure that the voices of the oppressed are heard and that their rights are upheld. Let us resolve to translate our discussions into tangible steps toward ending the genocide in Gaza and secure a future of peace, dignity, and justice for all. Thank you very much, and I wish you a meaningful and productive conference. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.